Karate Kid Legends has been out for a few weeks now, and I wanted to talk about it because it was directed by Jonathan Entwistle, who is supposed to direct the now canceled Netflix Power Rangers project. I wanted to break down what I liked, what I didn't like about this movie, and just predict if his project would have hit or not with Power Rangers. Let's give you our opinion. Listen to you guys. Hit that intro, Rangers.
You are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake one.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fan Club. It is your boy Brosnan in the building. We are so happy to have you guys. In this video, we are going to be breaking down Karate Kid Legends. It's going to be like a mini review on that, and we're going to give you our opinion and input on what we think Power Rangers would have looked like with him at the helm. So if you guys did not know, Karate Kid Legends came out May 30th. And it has actually done pretty freaking good in theaters so far. It hasn't been like a giant money maker, but at the same time, it's not losing them money. Karate Kid Legends had a production budget of $45 million, and as of June 15th, the movie has grossed $90 million worldwide. So they already doubled their money, and that's only like 3 weeks into it. Now, later on, with, some more worldwide money possibly, and streaming, video, Blu-ray, all that kind of stuff, they're going to easily get to $100 million, $120 million, something like that. With the $45 million budget, that is not bad. In these type of movies, you do want to like triple or quadruple, but they could possibly get there a few different ways, either if it's worldwide catches on or just the possibility of them having a bunch of digital sales, or if people are still buying the Blu-rays out there, which I know people that are, but it's not how it used to be like 10, 15 years ago. But hopefully that can get them up to at least like 120, 130. Like if they could say we made 140 million off of 45 million, that's not bad. But even though the movie had a lot of bright spots, there were like several moments in the movie that I was just like, like some people might take this the wrong way, or some people might think that this movie sucks, but I think it was pretty good. And I was on Google reviews, and I was looking at a lot of 5-star reviews, 4-star reviews, 3, 2, 1 star, and I realized that I'm more of like a 3-star guy with this, because I appreciated everything that they did with it to kind of connect the movies together. However, since it was like an hour-and-a-half film, the pacing of it was a little crazy, and there was one review on here that was really good and summed up how I feel about this movie. And this guy by the name of Mark Bambridge on Google, he gave a really good review on Karate Kid and what he thought. So I actually want to read this because I agree about most of what he said with this. After the death of his brother, Kung Fu prodigy Li Fong is forced to leave behind his Beijing dojo and his mentor Mr. Han to move to New York City with his mother. Struggling to adapt to his new environment, Li meets Mia and her father Victor, who run the local pizzeria. He also finds himself the target of a group of bullies training for a citywide martial arts tournament. Karate Kid Legends is a paint-by-number sequel to the 5 previous films and the Netflix Cobra Kai series. It tries to blend elements from the original movies in the show to appeal to both longtime fans and a new generation. This is a pacey piece of filmmaking from director Jonathan Entwistle, and at times it feels like it would have worked brilliantly as an animated feature. There's a definite Spider-Verse energy to it. At one point, Mia even refers to Lee as Asian Peter Parker. The film zips along so quickly, it also feels like a 90-minute montage. There's not much time for character development, and extra plot threads and side characters are often thrown in seemingly at random. But honestly, don't let that put you off because that's not really why we're here. The fight scenes are dynamic, stylish, and fantastically fun, complete with a near video game finish. And seeing Jackie Chan's Mr. Han and Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso verbally and physically sparring is an absolute delight. I agree with pretty much everything he said here because there were some things that you could hate on it, and I'd say the first 30 to 45 minutes you could hate on it, but once it gets to that last half hour, it's really freaking good because I like what he said here. What really matters are like the fight scenes and all that stuff because that's what you're there to watch Karate Kid for. And there were a lot of really cool like spins, kicks, all this different stuff with martial arts. I was just like, damn, that's dope, man. That one, I forget what they call it, but there's this one like final kick thing that he's trying to do, and the whole movie he couldn't get this down, and then he finally hits it, and I'm like, damn, this is fire. So I know those first like 30-40 minutes, and even like you'd say the beginning and middle could be a little boring if you want to, but I did enjoy this movie, especially once it got to like the ending. So that's my opinion on the movie. Now, how would I feel about Jonathan Entwistle directing Power Rangers now that I've seen him direct a full-length film of an old property, right? Like, I mean, it wasn't bad by any means, but we're just about over doubling the budget. Like we said, we need to triple that budget to really make some real money, and it's not a failure, though. This is like semi-successful at this point. I think, like we said, once you triple it, now you're starting to become, a real success with the movie. But this is not bad. It did not bomb at the box office. It's not one of those movies that just relied on the name of the Karate Kid and the actors that were coming back. It did have some heart to it. It was only an hour and a half long, so there was a lot of pacing issues and just going boom, 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 boom here. Kind of like a series, but a series has a lot of time to kind of stretch it out. We only had an hour and a half to really get the whole story done. But Jonathan Entwistle did not ruin this movie. There were some things that, like with the pacing and direction, that he could have ironed out, but I don't know if he would have been the perfect director for Power Rangers, though. And let's just talk about his thoughts about what? A month ago, we made a video talking about how he finally talked about his first thoughts on the project since leaving and what the universe was going to look like. So let's get into what Jonathan Entwistle had to say. From as early as 2018, I'd created an entire new universe for Power Rangers, kind of a multiverse. I wasn't doing MMPR specifically, but Tommy Oliver was the center of the world. All the mythology was surrounding him and being one of the most important people in the universe because we all know what he would become. So it was basically a time-bending huge story about stopping Draken from taking power over everything. The TV series had kind of a cool King Arthur vibe that was the angel, more mystical, magical to start us off. Jenny Klein, who was writing that show, also came up with a very, very cool idea for sentient colors, but at last, it never went anywhere, which sucks. I would have loved to have made that universe a reality. Yeah, that was a crazy time to be a fan because we heard about this in 2020 was the first news that we heard about the Jonathan Entwistle project, and then we finally heard last year in 2024 that it was finally canceled, like they weren't moving on with it no more. Freaking crazy, by the way. I can't believe we went that much time. See, we thought it was gonna kind of be like The Flash. It took 6-7 years to finally get The Flash out, but then they finally put it out, which it wasn't that great, honestly. So we don't know what in the hell was going on. We know that they had to deal with COVID. They had to deal with an actor strike. There were a lot of things happening that it just wasn't going to work with this project. And as time went on, and contracts started expiring, we were like, what are we doing here? Are we actually going to see a project? And no. Now, his ideas actually seem pretty cool. It kind of sounds like the whole Draken thing, which we've all wanted to see, like a live action Draken, but JDF passed away. If you're going to like take that character and cast that to somebody else, oh man, you better be real picky, and it has to be perfect, because we're talking Tommy Oliver. There's only been one to actually play him. So that's a little ballsy looking at this, and this is all the information we've ever really learned about this reboot, and this was just a month ago. Like, oh man, I don't know what really happened behind the scenes. We heard that they kind of canceled a lot of things, and that's why in 2023, instead of getting like a movie, we got a once and always Netflix kind of, what do you call that? Like not a short film, but like a special, I guess. And then we got Cosmic Fury, a 10-episode series. So instead of giving us like one giant thing, they gave us two smaller grade things. But since we haven't had anything, and it's been kind of really weird. I mean, we've left Netflix. Now we hear we're going to Disney Plus, and I kind of like these guys better, especially watching the King Arthur series. I really like that show, and they killed it with that. If they were making a Disney Plus series with Power Rangers and these guys are working on it, I appreciate it. Now with Jonathan Entwistle, it wasn't bad, but with Power Rangers, if you're making like a movie, I just don't see what he did with Karate Kid be enough to turn Power Rangers into a financial success in the movie theaters. I will not sit here and say that movie was trash. I do think that putting this as a series makes the most sense, and that was the way that they even went eventually with Jonathan Entwistle, because we heard originally it was supposed to be a movie. It was supposed to be like with Paramount, and then it switched over to Netflix, and then we hear that the script of the movie is now going to be turned into the first 2-3 episodes of the series, and there was a lot going on, but nothing ever came into fruition, and I think that's why, like, I don't take everything that they say about this project 100% to heart, because now they want to talk about it now that we're years removed, but we didn't hear anything for the longest time. And why did Netflix want to move on? Why did Hasbro want to move on? Why did everybody just go their own separate ways? I mean, we'll never really know. I know that there's stories and there's hearsay and there's things that even I've heard from some of my sources, but as usual, Hasbro's never going to confirm or deny anything. They're just going to keep on working. But what are your thoughts? This is why I make these videos, because I want to hear from you guys. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Shout out all of the fans out there that take the time out of their day to watch this content. You are the real MVPs and the reason why we can continue to make stuff like this. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Salima Ramirez, Anime King Nick, Louis Cairns, Thomas Franco, Roderick Ham, and Brian A. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, hit that share button, and if you can, please sign up to be a member today. We have 3 membership power-ups. We have the Gold Ranger power-up, the most popular. You get into our exclusive fan club chat group. We have fan exclusive videos that we are adding monthly now, and you get a video shout out. Yes, folks, at the end of our videos, I will shout out your name. We also have the Quantum Ranger power up, where you get monthly meetings online with me. Yes, folks, we will talk once a month on Zoom, and you can give me your ideas for future episodes. And then we have a professional package, the Dr. K power up, that is for businesses that want to tap into the platform. If you guys can, please sign up to be a member today. It is highly appreciated, and it helps us keep these videos going. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.